question number 3, you will have to open to page 2 in your little green booklet. Please open your little green booklet to page 2. I will snooze while you do this.
So the other day I was listening to my 2XL tape in my 8-track player because 2XL, the little robot, uses 8 tracks to teach you things. And I was thinking, I would really like to play cassettes in my 8-track player, and for some reason they just don't, well, they do kind of fit in there, but they don't really do anything, I put them in there and nothing happens. I even tried this other one here, and, it's like nothing happens. It doesn't play it. So I decided, well, maybe I'll just go to my local thrift store and see if I can find something that would remedy my problem. And I ran across this stereo cassette adapter by Realistic. It's for all 8-track players. All of them. Every single one of them. I thought, that's kind of a peculiar looking item. Let's look at the box here. What does it say? Stereo cassette adapter for all 8-track players. Plays cassettes directly through any 8-track stereo tape player, auto or home. No batteries or installation needed, and includes a fast forward feature. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it, the fast forward feature. Ah! So that sold me on it. I couldn't help myself. So I brought it home and I opened up the box. I mean, Radio Shack sells the best stuff, right? I mean, Realistic, that's like an awesome brand. So I decided, I would check this thing out. So I opened up the package, and here's what's inside. Is this long black item here. Kind of looks like a desktop cassette recorder. One of those you would use in college or something if you were really old school. Or if maybe you really used one in college. But in any case, so I checked this thing out. I was like, Caution, keep play switch released when not in use. Interesting. And looks like it was manufactured in Japan for Radio Shack, and it's got a serial number on there. It's got a catalog number of 12-1875. So it's, it's nice and sturdy, It's got, looks like it's got almost like a tape head here on the end, and then it's got these little prongs hanging out. All right, peculiar. So let's see, eject. How do I eject? So I pushed all the buttons, and stop actually is eject. So you look inside there, and there's your take-up spindle over here. It's literally a little take-up table, almost like a turntable with a direct drive or a REM drive going on there. And then there's like a Canon motor in there that says Japan on it. Canon Psyche. And then the inside is pretty sturdy. It's made out of metal. I mean, the chassis is metal in here. It's got, let's see, hit play here. So it's got, all the main ingredients of a cassette player. It's got a capstan and a pinch roller. I don't know, looks like it might be a little dirty in there. It's got your standard stereo tape head in there, which I can't show you the front of. Smoked glass plastic front here, so you can kind of see the cassette in there, I guess, if you had a bright light. So I thought, all right, I think this is probably going to work. Let's give it a shot. Now, if you've seen my channel for any length of time, you know that on my channel I have another one of these. And it was made a little bit different. It was a lot smaller, and companies like Kraco made them back in the day. Sorry, this is really a two-hand operation, and I'm using the one hand for the camera. So I plugged that in there, and of course the 8-track player powers on, which is good. And I've got me a couple of cassettes over here, my hi-fi test and my piano test. Now, the piano test I use to check wow and flutter, because the piano will really let you know if a cassette deck is not operating functionally, with a lot of absence of wow and flutter. And then I have this hi-fi test here, which is music I got off of YouTube from the free music library. So it looks like you put your cassette in, and then you very, very harshly push it closed. And then your controls on the front here are kind of hard to see, actually. This one here on the left says stop, can't really tell. And this one over here says play, and this says fast forward. Realistic stereo cassette. So let's give it a shot here and see what happens here. Looks like it's flying at 100 miles an hour. I guess that's good. Almost see the label of my cassette in there too. Hi-Fi test. Well, the playback isn't so exciting here. It's kind of tinny and doesn't have a lot of bass to it. It's not playing too fast like what happened in my previous video. All right, let's try this fast forward feature. Hit stop, fast forward, and sure enough, it's fast forwarding. What a great feature! What a great feature to have fast forward. What would I do without it? Okay, now how do I stop it? Well, when you hit stop, it ejects. Kind of odd. Maybe I pushed stop too hard. Let's try it again here. Okay, so fast forward. Just press stop a little bit. Nope. Still ejects. Oh well. All right, well, let's check the wow and flutter thing. We'll go ahead and put the piano tape in. See how that does. Okay, kind of awkward the way it closes there. Like I said, very sturdy. Very well made. It says Cassette 8 adapter there on the front. See if I can get my microphone down here by the speaker so you can hear it. I don't know about you, but I can detect just a little bit of flutter in there. It's not horrifying, but it's especially on that higher note. Very interesting. Well, there's only one feature that's really kind of important and is missing here, and that would be rewind. We don't have a rewind button. Did they run out of money before they finished it? Looks like there's enough space here that they could have inserted another key, which would have made a great rewind button, but yeah, for some reason. So how does this thing work? How does it play a cassette inside an 8-track player? Well, there is actually circuitry inside this unit, and if I look inside the cassette, there you'll see it. So there is the preamp that's preamplifying the signal as it comes from the audio head with inside here. Now, how is it powered? There's no adapters, there's no batteries to plug in. How is it powered? Well, it's actually powered right here. It gets its power from inside the 8-track player. So if you look inside an 8-track player, you can see right here where my finger is, there is a little set of prongs there on the left, and there is power going across those. About 12 volts, 12 or 13 volts, depending upon the player. But what happens is the power that's going through that right there is actually a circuit that completes when a piece of foil goes across it and causes the machine to trigger the next track. So it's stealing 12 volts of power from across that circuit right there. Kind of interesting, huh? And of course, the sound is picked up by the audio head, which is right there, from inside the 8-track player. And the sound is being transmitted not by a radio wave, but by sort of like a pseudo audio head right here. So this is an electromagnet based head. It's probably got 2 coils of wire inside of it, much like a regular audio head. And they're very spread apart because you can pretty much put the machine on any track, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and you get the same volume from inside. So a very, very interesting piece of equipment. Nice engineering there. If I was going to have this one over the Kraco or another similar unit, I would probably use this one, because this one is not dependent upon the drive of the 8-track player to drive the cassette mechanism. This one has its own motor in it and therefore does its own mechanical driving. I checked the torque on it. The torque is the amount of pull that you have from this particular flywheel or take-up reel here. So if you put the 8-track player in, sorry, again, 2 hands required. Okay, so you go in here and you press play. All right, fix my focus. And then what you do is you just kind of put your finger on it, and it should have some resistance to it when you're touching it. Okay, so probably this one, because of its age, who knows how old this thing is, probably 1980 something. Because of its age, this particular piece of rubber right here, tire, whatever you want to call it, could probably be replaced. You can see there it's stopping at times when I play with it. So it's probably dry rotted. But at least it has enough torque to it that it'll actually pull a cassette and not eat the cassette while it's in there. So that part's good. And then you can see when I hit fast forward, that same little rim drive thing occurs there. I don't know, for some reason when the cassette's in there it works a little bit better, but anyway. And a gigantic motor. You'd think that motor would erase the tape as it's playing in there due to the magnetic field that it creates, but it is obviously nicely shielded for this purpose. So anyway, if you are looking for a way to play your cassettes inside your 8-track player, this could very well be the solution for you. Available now at your local eBay store, more than likely, or a thrift store. And there was this manual in here. I'm not entirely sure if it has anything worth reading in here, but let's see. Plays your favorite cassettes on your car or home 8-track player. Select channel 2 on the player, which I did that and it didn't really matter. Open the cassette tape. Press play. When you reach the end of one side, press stop to eject the cassette. So that's actually normal operation. When you hit stop, it's supposed to eject. Turn the cassette 180 degrees and reinsert to play the other side. When you want to advance the tape rapidly, first press stop to release play, and then press fast forward and press stop to release the fast forward. When you want to stop tape travel, press stop. So it says 12 volts, wow and flutter 0.3% or less. Semiconductor complement, 1 IC, 1 diode. It's very important that you know that information. Nothing on the inside. And let's see. The head of your cassette adapter is adjusted to play on the second channel. However, sometimes channel 2 may not provide excellent stereo. So in that case, try a different channel. Pull out about 2 inches when you're not using it. Periodically clean the tape head, or clean the clay head if you want. Be sure to use the cassette adapter in a horizontal position and avoid excessive shock while in use. So it might be kind of fun to try this with like a portable cassette or a portable 8-track player and just see if it can hold up. Probably would drain your batteries within 2 songs or so. So anyway, thank you for watching. I've already drawn this out much longer than it needed to be. But again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share this with a friend, and leave a comment below. Or if you have a question, you may insert it underneath this video. Thank you for watching, and have a great day in stereo!